Welcome to 5 News Online. I'm Joe Ellison. We're working to learn more about this fiery and deadly crash involving several motorcycles on Interstate 40. Now, that crash happened just before 6:30 last night on Interstate 40 between Mulberry and Alma. A witness spoke to 5 News on the scene, telling us he and his girlfriend were right behind a group of motorcycles when a wrong-way driver crashed into the bikers. He says the truck burst into flames, causing an explosion. Arkansas State Police report 3 riders were killed, 6 others were injured, including 4 others on motorcycles. Now, it's still unclear what caused the pickup truck to cross that grassy median of the interstate. All right, before we get to some other top stories, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Matt Standridge. Matt, we're hoping for a sunny weekend ahead.
Hey, Joe. Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of sun this weekend, but there may be a few showers popping up in between some of the sunshine. In fact, this afternoon, we've got a couple showers coming in from the west, but as they continue to move eastbound, they'll start to fall apart a little bit. But be on the lookout for a stray raindrop later this evening. I think better chances for storms may start to fire up a little bit later tonight. We'll be watching just a very soupy atmosphere going into your Saturday morning, so be on the lookout for that. But once those clear up Saturday morning, then I think the rest of Saturday looks good. And then maybe another rain chance coming in Sunday morning into the middle part of the day. So as you're getting breakfast with your family, maybe you're headed to a church service, a few more storm chances. But in between all these chances, we've got sun. So the weekend's not lost, but rain chances are starting to come back. We've got just an unsettled weather pattern, a couple pop-up storms here and there. Some of us may even squeeze by dry the entire time. And then we get a little bit cooler as a cold front swings on through. In the River Valley, we may not get as cool, but Joe, I tell you what, that cold front's going to come through and help knock at least some of the humidity out as we head throughout the weekend.
All right, that sounds good. Thanks so much, Matt. Well, Hot Springs police investigating following a shooting that happened at a graduation ceremony, leaving multiple people injured. This happened yesterday. The police department confirmed that there were multiple injuries as a result of this shooting and that there weren't any deaths, though. The injured victims were transported, though, to local hospitals to be treated. According to reports coming out of this, after the conclusion of the Hot Springs High School graduation, a large fight broke out in an adjacent parking lot across from the Hot Springs Convention Center. Police are still working to find out the exact number of people injured and those who were responsible for this incident. Now, there are reportedly no suspects or people of interest at this time. And former reality star Josh Duggar's sentencing is less than 2 weeks. And attorneys for Duggar have put in their sentencing request. They're asking for a 5-year sentence in the child porn case. The prosecution calling for 20 years. Now, the defense team for Duggar says he lived an admirable life and should not be sentenced greater than necessary, noting he has no prior offenses. Of course, the prosecution on the other side of that. You'll remember a jury found Duggar guilty last year for downloading explicit images of children. He faces up to 20 years in prison and fines up to $250,000 for 2 convictions. Duggar is expected to be sentenced on May 25th. Well, thank you for joining us here today at 5 News Online. I'm Joe Ellison. Catch up with us again next week for more news and weather. Have a great weekend.